Why have you had that darn boot on your foot? Are you still married? What are you doing with the RV? What's going on with the seasoning business? All right, welcome back to the camper. If you didn't know, I recently just turned 30. You know, for any of you who are not able to make it out to the birthday party, there was no birthday party. Hey man, what's up, dude? Okay, so there's been a lot of things that have been going on these past years that you guys haven't really seen, and a lot of that has kind of directly affected this channel. I feel like I owe it to y'all to give you some updates and some explanations and stuff, and I think this will make everything make a lot more sense, and then we can kind of talk about the direction we're going to be heading. So right away, the foot. This has been frustrating, painful, low-key, embarrassing. It's just crazy, man, but I'll quickly catch you up on this. And then in a little bit here, we're going to head out to the water, do some fishing, attempt to catch something. I actually posted a Q&A on my Instagram. We'll try to answer some questions from you guys, and we'll try to hopefully catch some freaking fish. So yeah, my health is kind of the reason why the channel kind of is how it is right now. Uploads have definitely been a lot slower than they have been in the past, and if you've watched my videos over the past years, I have been in a boot, my one foot. We've been in and out of it. This all kind of weirdly started back in 2019. I'll try to sum this up pretty quick to get to it, but back then my one finger kind of got inflamed. It was kind of weird. We were slinging a lot of big baits in the saltwater. We actually ended up getting an MRI on my finger. I had to go all the way in the tube just for the freaking finger. But yeah, just a little bit after that, toes, knees, fingers just kind of started to be more inflamed, and they would just kind of hurt sort of over the next couple years. The tips of my fingers, those little joints, and my wrists and stuff, they're just kind of hurt. But I would take Advil, and I was just all right, it's fine. Put it on the back burner. I got stuff to do. Eventually, I went to the doctor. They told me to go to a rheumatologist, which is a different doctor who studies in different autoimmune conditions. Basically, I had high inflammation in my body and some other blood tests that were pointing to me going to that person, you know. So back then, I went to a couple different rheumatologists, and they were like, "Look, we don't know what's going on, but take this." And they were just trying to push stuff on me. I was like, no. So yeah, a lot of them said the same thing. I went to a holistic doctor to try, some more natural remedies and stuff. That didn't really help out too much. And let me just say, before all this stuff, I was deathly afraid of needles. Getting just a quick shot, I would almost be gone. I would start fading. Especially blood work, oh my gosh. Maybe this whole thing is kind of the world making me face my fears in a weird way, because I've had so much blood drawn, so many tests, so many needles. It's not even funny. Anyway, that's just the quick start of it. All that stuff was going on in the background. I just kind of pushed it to the side. I was it'll all work itself out. And eventually in 2021, Kelsey and I bought an RV, which is what we're living in right now. We took this thing around the country, so many freaking cool places. More on that later. But yeah, fast forward, we got married in October 2022. Literally that next month, I initially hurt my foot somehow. I don't know if it was putting my kayak on my truck because I stand in a weird way, or if it was standing on a rock or doing some weird fishing stuff. I don't know. When you're fishing, you're on your feet a lot. I was always standing weird on rocks or slipping around in mud, or you know what I mean? I just kind of played it off because my whole life I've played sports. You get these little injuries and stuff, and they kind of work themselves out. Well, a month later, it started hurting even worse. I was kind of limping. I didn't even realize it, but people were like, "You good? You're kind of limping." So a little bit after that, I had to go to a foot doctor. Now the first foot doctor I went to, they were like, "Oh, you're fine. Here, put this brace on your ankle." That ended up not doing anything. Then eventually I went to another foot doctor, and they actually took an MRI of my foot, which showed a stress fracture of my first cuneiform and lots of edema. So I had a small crack in the bone of my foot. It freaking hurt, dude. They put me in a boot 6 to 8 weeks. They're like, "Yeah, just do whatever you normally do." I told them, I'm fished pretty hard. I'm on my feet a lot. I'm standing a lot. They're like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I really didn't give my foot time to rest, which is what you need to do with a stress fracture, just get off of it. And here's the thing, after a few months, the initial fracture felt better, but then my other, the outside of my foot started hurting really bad. Probably from wearing this boot so much. These boots are not really good for your feet. You shouldn't be wearing them a lot. But that doctor's like, "No, you got tendinitis. It's fine. Just go to physical therapy." Which I did. That was really expensive, which, by the way, a lot of this stuff is super expensive. Seeing these doctors, don't even get me started. The time you have to wait and the cost and stuff is crazy. But eventually, this is a while later now, I got another MRI, and guess what? That MRI showed a stress fracture in the cuboid and 4th and 5th metatarsals and heavy inflammation. I remember at this point, my foot hurt so bad. But I was just pointing in a bunch of different directions. That doctor referred me to a spine doctor. Then after that, I was like, all right, whatever, I'll go to a new foot doctor. That guy didn't really know what he was doing, I think. Then eventually I went to another foot doctor, and he told me something that nobody else told me. He's like, "Hey man, just get off of it for a month." By the way, I don't know if you can hear this. They're doing grass maintenance stuff outside. So yeah, I got off of it for like a month straight. I was just scooting around trying to make videos at the time. It was not the easiest. It's pretty hard to live your life only on one foot. But, you know, I was getting out there doing the best that I can. So eventually, this is like February 2024 now. My foot feels pretty good. I'm kind of walking on it. I'm out of the boot. We're building strength all the way up through April. And then I think I pushed it too hard one day and the pain sort of came back. I don't know if I had another stress fracture or what. Anyway, at that time with my blood work, I had some like slightly elevated liver stuff, which that I guess then caused some concern, so I had to go to the liver doctor, which they then, you know, ran some tests, and eventually they ordered a biopsy of my liver, which was the first like medical procedure I've ever had done. I never want to do this again. Hopefully I don't ever have to do this again. So they shove a needle into you that freaking burns, and that's like supposed to numb everything, and then I don't even want to get too into it, but they take pieces of your liver out with like this clicky thing, and it's just, ugh. Anyway, all that came back fine, thankfully. I think what had happened was like over the past couple years, you know, with everything hurting, and especially the foot and stuff, I've just been taking NSAIDs like Advil, ibuprofen, and stuff. I was probably taking a lot, which literally was crazy. The one doctor told me to do that. And now this liver doctor is like, hey, don't do that. That's like not good for your liver. Anyway, fast forward to 2025. It's this year. I end up getting into like the best foot doctor, or like one of the best clinics like around the United States. We did yet another MRI. I don't know how many I've done, and every time I do it, it's like hundreds, like $400, $500 plus dollars. That's like with insurance, like I still have to pay that. Anyway, I get another MRI. It showed I have a healing stress fracture in the outside of my foot. But we got like some different doctors looking at it, and one doctor said that it looks like I might have something called psoriatic arthritis. And a little later in that same clinic, I got into a rheumatologist to get a second opinion. They kind of agreed. They're like, yeah, this looks like this certain type of arthritis, which is an autoimmune disease. Now, one thing I've kind of learned, these things are very, very difficult to pinpoint. It can take like 10, 20 years to actually figure out, because there's not like easy exact way to be like, yep, this is what you have. And often like they can be intertwined. You can have like multiple different things going on at once. So yeah, basically for a few months now, remember the needle thing, I've been getting shots in my stomach. We have to do them here at home. Kelsey helps me. She's a nurse, thankfully. But in the stomach, 15 seconds. It seems to be bringing down a lot of my inflammation levels, and it seems like this whole, like everything has been connected. I guess stress fractures can be intertwined with the inflammation with some of these autoimmune things. I don't know how all of this developed. You know, it's kind of been going on since 2019. Depending on the day and stuff, it can be kind of tough. All my joints, like fingers, shoulders, head, knees, toes. Nah, but fingers, shoulders, knees, wrists. Obviously, I'm still keeping it chill with the foot. It does seem to be doing a lot better, thankfully. Like after all this, just like being able to walk in like a shoe. Oh my gosh. But also, my wrist has kind of been messed up for a little bit. So if you guys see me like wear a brace in some of the fishing videos. But yeah, I'm not like telling y'all this for like sympathy or anything. I'm a real human. I've been going through some real things, and I'm sure maybe some of you guys honestly can relate to this. But this has also directly impacted the channel in terms of like how much I've been able to upload over the past years and what I've actually been able to like film and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I've had some pretty dark days. You know what I mean? Just kind of trying to sit around, heal, kind of missing out on a lot of life and stuff. Thankfully, I've had fishing and all the support from you guys. Like, it means the freaking world. It helps out way more than you know. And one of the biggest like takeaways I have from this is just like, you never know what somebody is going through, you know, mentally, physically. Almost everybody is dealing with something in some sort of capacity, and if you're not, just make sure you know that you're super blessed. But yeah, that's kind of the story of the boot. Right now, we're out of it, so hopefully it stays that way. It's just been a lot of frustration and a lot of pain. Like, dude, even in the boot, like, it would hurt. Like, I'd be like limping, like walking off the pier and stuff. I'd had to edit out of my videos. Like the last Everglades trip I took, like I was filming in third person and I was walking across the road. I was like legit limping. So yeah, it's just been like a lot of pain, a lot of like not knowing what to do, because I don't really have direct contact with these doctors. Looking up information on the internet and like, should I like take the boot off? Should I do exercises? Should I let it heal? Am I not supposed to be on it? We're finally at a place where I think we're going in the right direction. Inflammation's coming down. But yeah, just like across the past couple years, a lot of my stuff, you know, I've been in the boot, out of the boot. And it honestly got kind of embarrassing. People in real life started recognizing me like out in public because of the boot. It was at the point like I couldn't walk without that. Like I literally could not put pressure on my foot. It hurt so bad. So it was kind of like a love-hate thing with the boot. Obviously, we're not like at 100% right now. If I like do stuff, my foot still gets inflamed, if that makes any sense. But I'm feeling good. We're building the strength back up in the leg, the ankle, the foot itself. It is just like scary right now though, you know? Like I don't want to push it too hard and then, yeah. But I think we are in the right direction. All right, that was kind of a lot on that. I know I don't have to share like a lot of this personal stuff, but if this could even help like, you know, one or a few people out there. If you know like you've got something going on, just make sure you speak up for yourself and you find the right doctors, because there are good ones and there's some not so good ones. All right, we're about to get out and go fish, but real quick, that kind of leads into this, the RV that I live in. Due to all the health things, and I don't really know if I like explained it very good, but for the past couple of years, like I really haven't been able to walk. So like going into a store, taking my dog down the street, like a lot of different things I have not really been able to do. So that's honestly why, you know, I haven't been traveling to fish as much. I've just been making it work with what I've been able to do. But Kelsey and I are here in North Florida. We actually really like this area. Like when we were driving around with the RV doing camping and stuff, we just kept coming back here because we like this area. Originally, we stayed here for a little bit for other reasons, but then like the health stuff kind of took over, and we actually like found doctors who we like and stuff here. But that is why the RV travels, if you've been wondering about those, have been put to a halt. If you're newer here, Kelsey and I and our puppy camper, we bought this RV. We've traveled around the country. We've went out west, we went up to the northeast, we went down south, and we've done a lot of cool stuff. Striper fishing, catching native brook trout in these tiny streams, catching and cooking pollock in Acadia. All that stuff was in the northeast. That to like going out in the Louisiana bayou and red fishing, and we caught like big giant gar in Texas, then out west crabbing in Oregon, catching giant salmon and a huge 8-foot sturgeon with the Addicted Fishing guys, and just like a lot of different cool stuff in a bunch of different states. I'm very blessed to have those experiences, and we actually vlogged a lot of those on a different channel named First State Camper. If you guys haven't seen those, man, they're pretty freaking sick. I'm the reason that those travels haven't been able to continue, you know? Kelsey has been the most supportive person I could even imagine. Let's just say if it wasn't for her, I don't know, like I'm kind of stubborn. I don't know where I would be health-wise. I am so lucky to have her, and yes, we are still together. I feel like I get a lot of those comments. As for this RV goes, this has been home for years, but yeah, we might be doing something possibly here in the near future. Yeah, more on that in a future video. All right, we've got some of the heavy hitter stuff out of the way. It's summer, it's gonna get hot here soon, so let's get out. We're gonna go try to catch some fish, keyword try. I've got some other updates, and also you guys asked me some questions on Instagram. I'm glad I've got to speak about this stuff, because I know it's like a lot of this stuff's been really confusing if you've been watching for a while. Or even like if you're new here, you might be confused like what exactly is going on. But yeah, man, I'm alive. I'm, you know, blessed to be in this position. I appreciate the heck out of all the patience and support from you guys. Things, you know, could always be worse. I'm always gonna keep looking on the bright side, and we're not gonna let stuff stop us. We'll find a way, you know? Someday we'll get a beach cart. For now, we've got a backpack on, my new chair. We've got bait and one rod. Look at this, man. It is a beautiful day walking down to the beach. We're just taking one rod. We're just, you know, we're gonna be chill fishing. I kind of figured too with the whole Q&A stuff. I don't know if I'd be able to pay attention to rods. I have also never tried out this specific beach access either, and we have not beach fished. Like, when's the last time we went to the beach, like the ocean with waves, and we tried fishing it? I can't even tell you. Oh my gosh, I can tell you though, that sand is hot. Ooh, sun is hot, sand is hot. Ooh, hopefully the fishing's hot. Stamping on the beach chair deployed. Look at that, man. That's a nice chair. If you guys are looking for a beach chair, by the way, these are $6.99 at Academy. All different colors, by the way. I was gonna get black. I feel like I'm a black chair kind of guy, but I figured in these Florida climates, the orange is not gonna retain as much heat. So this is all we are pretty much doing on our rod. We're gonna put a 3-ounce pyramid sinker. Here's the setup. We've got the one rod with our 3-ounce sinker on the sinker slide, and then we just have a little leader that goes down to a hook. Super simple. The water's not extremely clear. It's been raining kind of a lot recently. The wind's been blowing south, usually dirties up the water a little bit, but you never know, man. We have got a bait bucket full of some nice, juicy, thick, scrumptious live shrimp. So we're just gonna pitch these a little bit beyond the breakers. We'll see what the heck might possibly want to eat, man. The tide is going out right now, which I honestly prefer. Dude, this water's super clear right here. That feels so nice. But when I am fishing from the beach, sometimes it can honestly get frustrating if the tide's coming in. All right, get that thing in there. But yeah, when the tide's coming in, it just kind of rips this out of the ground, and then it gets like our chair wet. If you're not paying attention, it's just gonna be a mess. So it's going out. We'll just have to keep walking out when it goes out. I'm liking, I didn't think the water was gonna look this good. Look at this. The heart of Tafiti. Shout out Moana. All right, before these things all croak from the heat, this got good. Hello? Oh no, it's starting. I definitely need to upgrade my bait bucket through the horn. There are better bait buckets that keep your stuff cooler. Ours is not one of those, but there you go. Shrimp through the horn. This tide's going out quick. Super simple rig. I don't know, we'll have to see if this 3 ounce is gonna hold. Try it right there for now. Oh, I see some rain in the distance. There we go. Officially fishing. All right, stuff is moved down. Put the chair over that. Dude, can we just take a second though? Look at this water. That is beautiful. Maybe we will catch something nice. So you guys hopefully can still hear me as I'm walking down this way. I get a lot of questions asked though about when I am coming back to Delaware. That's one of the biggest questions you guys ask me on Instagram, and you guys ask me all the time on YouTube and stuff. We're gonna be going there very soon, in a couple of weeks. I'm like super excited. So let me know what kind of videos and what kind of stuff you guys want to see from back in Delaware. We're definitely going to be, you know, hitting up the normal spots, doing some new stuff as well. Oh. We got fish. That's got to be a fish, dude. At least we got bit by a fish. What the heck? We literally got bit off there. Back in the rod holder. I don't know what it is, but sometimes I just feel like I get better luck when it's in the rod holder. I'm like 98% sure that was a bite though. I don't know what, it might have been something toothy. I don't freaking out. Something should be out here. It'd be awesome to catch like a nice trout or flounder, redfish. I don't know. You can catch a lot of stuff from the shore like this. One of the big things I did want to talk about today, whoa, that is a big wave coming in right there. Hello. Well, I wanted to talk about Static Seasoning. If you guys don't know, it is a brand that I came out with about 2 years ago. It is my own seasoning. When I say I was like hands-on with everything, I mean like literally every single thing, from packaging to like learning how to generate a barcode, to getting the seasoning created, shipped, making the labels, making a website, graphics. I kind of just dove head first into it. This was like in the middle of all the health issues, and I'm not gonna lie, I just kind of got overwhelmed. If you don't know, I also film and edit like all these videos for YouTube and TikTok and you know, IG and stuff. I'm currently re-strategizing at the moment. I do not plan on stopping that. And again, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys who helped support that. And I had a lot of positive feedback. Like a lot of you guys like the spicy Static Seasoning. We had more flavors in mind, we still do. It's just, you know, it's just a lot has been going on. There might be smaller stuff out there. We're left with just the head. Thought I felt a bite at one point. Okay, yeah, I think I need a new bait bucket. Let me know if you guys have any recommendations for good ones. My freaking shrimp, they're under the chair in the shade. Yet they are like all croaked. So we're gonna hook this guy a little bit differently, just chunk him up a little bit. Oh, I just want to catch something. I don't even care. Doesn't have to be anything super crazy big. I found a very lively shrimp in the bucket. He's hiding out down there somewhere. We got him out there right now. I just kind of want to hold this for a second. I don't want to miss the bite. If there is a bite. I hope there's a bite. If we do this, that is not looking very friendly here. I do actually see some interesting stuff here. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'll wait till this tide kind of goes out. There's a ton of sand fleas around my feet. You can see them when the tide's going out. Look at this. There's a little one right there in my hand. See that? Little baby. Look at all these things right here. You see them? Another little baby. A bunch of smaller ones though. All right, well, I was literally about to get going here, but I don't think this is gonna come this way. I just want to catch at least a fish, but also not get struck by lightning. If those two things could happen together, that'd be nice. There's a thing in Florida with these like afternoon storms, like they could just sneak up on you real quick. I mean, if you guys saw last video, we got caught in one and I got completely soaked. It was blue skies and I got dumped on and completely like heavy raindrops. Okay, yeah, I think we might be in the clear. Wow. Just chunking the shrimp out now. This is all croaked. So this is that storm that's passing by. I think it's just gonna go right out that way, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah. There we go. We just got a freaking mega. Look at that. There we go. Now we're cooking. Fresh live bait is always gonna be the best, especially if it's stuff that's already on the beach. All right, well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think it'd be a lot easier to catch a fish today, but I guess they just want us to work for it. You guys can maybe kind of see the rod behind me. Just let me know if you see it flying into the water. We're gonna answer some questions you guys asked me on Instagram, which, by the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, man, I'm trying my best to post more there. We'll start off with Braid10. He asked, do you ever want to get a house or do you still enjoy traveling? If so, what state? Well, we've thought about this a lot, Kelsey and I, and possibly we got something cooking in the near future. So I don't want to say too much because nothing's like, you know, set in stone as of right now, but there is something coming up pretty soon that is going to be pretty exciting for us and for the channel, and it's going to allow us to do a lot more stuff. So yeah, that wasn't a great answer, but make sure my rod's still back there. Dream collab. Honestly, especially now that I think I'm getting better, at least foot-wise, like at least I can walk now. That's one of the reasons why I haven't really been collabing with anybody or fishing with other people. It's just like, nobody wants to fish with a cripple who like can barely walk out to the spot, you know? I mean, maybe people would, I don't know, but I just don't want to hold people back in that aspect, if that makes any sense. So I haven't really been like fishing with people that much. A couple people I definitely want to fish with that make YouTube videos, but I think my number one has got to be my boy Fisherman's Life. Matt's out in California. We never made it out to Cali in the RV, but him and I have kind of messaged around for years. I told him I'm gonna dunk on him one day. He makes really cool videos. I like his stuff. Do you ever plan to do a meet and greet? I think it'd be really cool if we had like some kind of fishing tournament or I don't know, big fish off where everybody fished and stuff. It'd probably be easier to do something like that at like an ocean or a pier or something. Yeah, I don't know, maybe with some other fishing people in the future. Let me know if any of you guys would come to that. It'd be fun to do it back like home in Delaware, around here as well. Maybe we could have multiple, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. These seagulls are eyeing me down. Why don't you do guest appearances on your channel or others in your area? I guess I kind of answered that earlier. If everything keeps going better, we'll get some more collabs going in the next couple months here. Ideally on YouTube, I want to be putting out like 2 videos a week. I don't even think we have shrimp on there, dude. This might be a GG. We've stayed pretty consistent with about like a video a week at least, but back in the day we used to do like every 3 days, and I'd like to get back to that at some point, like just at least 2 a week. Oh my gosh, I was just reeling this in, dude. I was like, oh, well, I guess nothing's gonna bite today. This was just sitting out there. First fish of the day, first fish off the beach in a while. Tiny little baby whiting. This would honestly be really good bait. One last look. There we go. Tiny little baby. I just wanted to catch a fish today. I literally said that. Whoa! Oh man, these things are so weird. I'm telling you. Y'all see that? Dude, that's like an alien coming out of there. What the heck are these? Does anybody know? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let me know if you use them for bait. But also, can you eat these? I doubt people probably eat these. It's just weird. I've never seen them, especially so populated as they are right in the surf here today. What can I say, man? We didn't catch a ton of fish, but we caught a vibe. Out here walking, catching little shells and stuff. Not a bad time, man. Not a bad time. Alright, well I hope this video kind of helped to sort of explain some things. To sum everything up, basically I have an autoimmune condition where my immune system is like attacking itself, causing my body to be inflamed and my joints to hurt and stuff. And apparently that's been causing my foot to kind of be messed up. That's the diagnosis for now. I think we're moving in the right direction. Who knows? I mean, hopefully soon I feel like a ton better. It's just weird. Like I've tried pretty healthy eating regimens. I do not smoke, I don't drink. I'm like a pretty healthy guy. This all, I mean, just kind of came out of nowhere. But we're just taking it day by day, staying positive. You know, things could always be worse. And if you guys can't tell by now, I love fishing and I freaking love making these videos. Well, not like this exact kind of video, but you know what I mean, cool fishing adventures and stuff. But yeah, I've got some things planned in the future and some really cool fishing stuff coming up. Trust me, this is not going to stop us from traveling and living our lives and doing cool things. Eventually I want to get back out on the road traveling, you know, get in the RV. But there's just, you know, there's been a roadblock. And after this video, I'm probably not going to really talk about this. Honestly, for a long time I've been debating about making a video like this. I was just thinking though, like as a viewer, like I'd be kind of confused and I'd want to know, you know, like what's exactly going on. Like why are you here and doing this stuff when you were doing this stuff, or you could be doing this stuff. I just figured somebody might want to know. Maybe not, maybe nobody watches this video. You're watching this video though, so thank you, I appreciate you. And yeah man, that's pretty much it. I will say we have some pretty big life changes coming up and some cool fishing trips and just like a lot to look forward to. I do just want to thank you guys so much. It's been a tough road. We're just becoming stronger. And again, I just want to thank my wife. She's been like the most supportive person on the whole earth for all of this. I'm a very, very lucky guy. But yeah, after this, back to the regularly scheduled program. We're going to be doing some fishing and yeah, again, just thank you guys so much for all the support. All I got to say, man, so let's keep this rolling. Thank y'all for watching. See you next video.